Good evening. I'm Mi Jung Lee. Thanks for joining us for this special online edition of CTV News at 6. The Coquihalla Highway remains closed because of an out-of-control wildfire. It's exploded in size and is now burning on both sides of the highway. No word yet on when it will reopen. CTV's Kevin Chirac has more on the challenges crews face and the impact on BC's trucking industry.
It's like I'm going into this dark hole.
Like special effects from a movie, the Coquihalla turning into a highway to hell. The driver who captured this video told CTV News you could feel the intense heat.
Oh my gosh.
The Mine Creek wildfire forced officials to close the Coquihalla in both directions between Hope and Merritt.
We had trucks going through that fire, and it's a scary thing for our drivers and the public to navigate.
Steve Gafer with Aero Transportation says about 30 of his company's trucks are impacted.
We do have alternate routes at times we can use, but depending on the configuration, it may not be legal to travel on Highway 1. So it basically puts a standstill to a lot of the industry.
The fire, discovered Monday, has become increasingly aggressive, growing to at least 1,900 hectares.
So by the time this fire was reported and we were able to get air resources to it, which was upon discovery, it had already grown to the point where an initial attack and a helicopter resource would not be able to address it fully.
This is scary.
The BC Wildfire Service says unseasonably warm weather, strong winds, and steep terrain are making the fire tough to fight.
Additionally, there isn't a whole lot of access as far as roads go because of bridge washouts from previous floods.
Dozens of properties are under evacuation alert, one home under an order. Drivers are advised to use Highway 1 or 3 as alternatives. Gafer argues better forestry management could have prevented this.
It's near impossible to put them out at this point. So we have to be more proactive in my mind from a policy perspective.
The fire is believed to be lightning caused. Kevin Chirac, CTV News.
Turning now to another wildfire burning near Manning Park. Flames from the Turnbull Creek fire could be seen from Highway 3 last night. The BC Wildfire Service says the blaze has grown to 750 hectares and remains out of control. The fire was first discovered over the weekend and the cause is still under investigation. The latest air quality data is giving us a clearer picture of the risks across the region. The Air Quality Health Index, or AQHI, is now showing most areas at low risk, but some communities are still dealing with elevated levels. The index map shows Metro Vancouver, Vancouver Island, and the Central Fraser Valley all at low risk, meaning conditions are ideal for outdoor activities. The Eastern Fraser Valley is seeing a moderate risk where those experiencing symptoms may want to limit strenuous exercise. Squamish remains at high risk, with health officials advising children, seniors, and vulnerable groups to take it easy and avoid heavy activity outdoors.
It's important when these episodes occur to sort of just keep track of how you are feeling, and so that you can sort of modify your behaviors accordingly. Spend more time indoors, turn on a portable air cleaner, close your windows, seek out sort of larger spaces that have air conditioning. Essentially, it's a good sort of alert, sort of say, hey, I should be paying attention to this.
Zimmerman says the best way to track conditions is to regularly check the Air Quality Health Index online. She adds that while levels can shift quickly with wildfire smoke, simple precautions like rescheduling outdoor exercise or using an air purifier indoors can make a big difference in reducing health risks. Now to an unlikely agreement between an NDP premier and a Conservative leader. Premier David Eby supports Pierre Poilievre's idea to scrap the temporary foreign workers program. The premier blames foreign workers for ratcheting up youth unemployment to troubling levels. CTV's Shannon Patterson has the story.
In Surrey to announce a much-needed expansion to overcrowded Clayton Heights Secondary School, the Premier took aim at the federal government.
You know, we're playing catch-up from rapidly growing population in this province, fed by a federal immigration program that disregarded our ability to keep up with critical infrastructure like schools.
And he didn't stop there. Eby honed in on what he sees as consequences of the temporary foreign workers program.
The fact that too many people, the majority of people using our food banks, have been in Canada for less than 2 years, that our homeless shelters have new arrivals to Canada in them instead of people who have been living on our streets for a while. The fact that young people are facing challenges getting into the employment market.
The NDP premier went a step further, agreeing with the leader of the federal Conservatives, who on Wednesday called for the temporary foreign workers program to be scrapped altogether.
Here in Surrey, where I'm standing right now, serious concerns have been raised about fraud, about the sale of labour market assessments by individuals here in Surrey that have gone on unaddressed and unpoliced. That program needs to be either reformed significantly or cancelled.
I'm very disappointed in the Premier's misguided comments. They couldn't be further from the truth.
The Canadian Federation of Independent Business disputes EB's claims of widespread fraud in the program, or that temporary foreign workers are flocking to food banks and homeless shelters.
I didn't hear much that reflected reality in the Premier's statements today. I was surprised, especially because over a year ago, the Premier promised a reset of his relationship with the business community.
The CFIB argues some BC businesses would likely go under without the program.
I've heard from, for example, hospitality businesses in rural and remote communities like Lillooet, who rely on this program to keep their doors open because they can't find anyone else willing to do the work.
Ultimately, it's not up to EB to keep or scrap the federal program. That's a decision for the Prime Minister. Shannon Patterson, CTV News.
The union representing thousands of public service workers in BC escalated its job action today, expanding picket lines into Vancouver.
The whole week, the bargaining committee has been in Victoria waiting for government to come back with a revised wage offer. They have declined to do that. They're not willing to negotiate right now. And so our strike action today, this week, and continuing is designed to bring them back to the table.
Members of the BC General Employees Union picketed outside the Ministry of Finance in downtown Vancouver today. The union says they are waiting for the province to put forward a wage proposal that meaningfully addresses the affordability crisis. Speaking with the media today, Premier David Eby said they are committed to making a deal that is both fair to workers as well as protective of taxpayers. There is more pushback to a controversial court decision that some say could be a threat to all landowners in the province. The city of Richmond has filed an appeal of the recent case confirming Cowichan Nation's Aboriginal title to a large parcel of South Richmond. CTV Legislative Bureau Chief Rob Buffum reports.
Backlash to a landmark court decision granting Aboriginal title to private land in Richmond continues.
We're committed to reconciliation. We're going to do it. This decision upends a lot of our work.
The court granted Aboriginal title and rights to a parcel of land in Richmond that includes private homes and businesses. The judge finding that private property and Aboriginal title coexisted there, and Aboriginal title trumped private property.
The decision of the court basically took the land title system that we have had in the province for so many years, and it has worked so well, and it has basically upended it.
It's triggered a wave of concern that all private property rights in BC could be impacted by the precedent. The city of Richmond, one of 6 defendants, confirmed Thursday it has filed an appeal.
This could impact almost every freehold interest in the province.
The opposition BC Conservatives are pushing for a reference question to the Supreme Court of Canada to provide certainty on whether private rights and Aboriginal title can coexist, and if so, what that means for private landowners.
It will take years, even with an expedited process, to go through an appeals court and ultimately to the Supreme Court of Canada. British Columbia cannot face that kind of uncertainty for that length of time.
The Premier agrees certainty is critical and a fast decision is desirable, but favors expediting the appeals court process even if longer than a reference, so the facts of this case are part of the decision.
I don't want the court making a decision in the abstract on academic principles. I want the court to look into the eyes, metaphorically speaking, of the people who will be directly affected by this decision.
Meanwhile, another defendant, the Musqueam Indian Band, is also expected to appeal, likely in the coming days.
Rob Buffum joins us live from Victoria. And Rob, how long can we expect the appeal process here to take?
That's a good question, Mia Jung. I spoke to a lawyer today who said he would be flabbergasted if it was within 4 or 5 years that the Supreme Court of Canada heard the matter. He said on average it's about a year to get up to the BC Court of Appeal process. So even if it's expedited, he pointed out this is indeed the longest trial in Canadian history, in excess of 500 days, a trial decision longer than 800 pages. So a lot to go through, transcripts of all of that evidence provided. There'll be interveners. So certainly a dense, complex matter. It's also worth noting that the appeal period for filing appeal expires on Saturday. That'll be extended to Monday. But so far, it's only Richmond that has filed an appeal. Expect the province and probably the Musqueam Indian Band to do so, if not tomorrow, by Monday. Mia Jung.
Yeah, a lot of pushback to this case. Thank you, Rob. A bear was captured on Burnaby Mountain Park today, a few days after the area was closed to visitors. Conservation officers are now working to determine if it was the same bear that had some close calls with park goers earlier this week. Videos posted to social media showed the bear snacking at picnic tables and showing no fear of people. The area remains closed tonight as officials decide their next steps. Vancouver police and the city have released a final report into event safety after the Lapu-Lapu tragedy in April. The focus is beefing up barriers, but also a new plea for senior levels of government to tackle the mental health crisis. CTV's Martin McMahon has more.
Make no mistake about it, April the 26th was the darkest day in the history of Vancouver.
Vancouver is still reeling from April's vehicle ramming attack at the Lapu-Lapu Filipino Street Festival, which left 11 people dead and many others injured. Now, just over 4 months later, a report outlines 8 recommendations.
Now, with the release of the full final report, our hope is that its findings and recommendations will bring both a clearer sense of understanding and a roadmap for the future.
The recommendations cover a number of areas and include a call for the feds and province to pass standardized event safety legislation.
When you standardize public safety events, you create a basement or a platform where, you know, the bar is set higher. It's consistent across the province. With that can come funding.
Beyond the report, the mayor also calling for more to be done to address mental health.
We have to get serious about this. We have to, do a deep dive on mental health and not researching it anymore, actually actioning solutions to deal and to, address mental health issues.
The Premier was asked about the report ahead of its release.
This report will hopefully provide insight to us about how the provincial government can also provide support going forward to prevent this from ever happening again.
This larger discussion on public safety at major events comes ahead of next summer's FIFA World Cup, where Vancouver will be one of the host cities.
And make no mistake about it, we will be ready for FIFA, and it will be a safe, successful event.
Despite the public pressure for action, the report leaves out one key detail, a timeline, with the mayor only saying he wants the recommendations brought in as soon as possible. Martin McMahon, CTV News, Vancouver.
Police in Coquitlam are asking the public to keep an eye out for a teen who's been missing for nearly a week. 16-year-old Peaches Ashley Jack was last seen leaving a home near Pine Tree Way and David Avenue on Friday, August 29th. She was on her way downtown to attend a concert at Rogers Arena. Anyone who has seen her is asked to contact Coquitlam RCMP. A surge in scam texts pretending to be ICBC have prompted a warning from the Crown Corporation. People are receiving texts saying they've received a traffic ticket. And as CTV's Dimitra Maragos reports, tech experts say with the rise of AI, everything should be read with skepticism.
On Tuesday morning, Shauna Jimmy received this text claiming to be ICBC.
It looks very professional.
The issue? An unresolved traffic fine.
That split second, oh, what did I do wrong?
After reviewing the text again, she realized it was a scam.
There's so many people out there that would fall for that.
If you receive a text like this, it is a scam. Please delete it.
Greg Harper, a spokesperson for ICBC, says they are aware of these fraudulent texts.
We would never text our customers looking for their identity, seeking payment via links in a text.
And added they're working with a cybersecurity team to report and remove fraudulent websites.
It looks so real.
Micah Gerbo says even tech experts like himself,
The ICBC one, I just got it this morning myself,
aren't safe from receiving these texts. He says some of the dead giveaways like poor grammar or misspellings in scam messages from the past aren't there anymore.
With AI now, they are perfect, and they can also craft and specialize them for each individual as well.
And adds, all texts that look too good to be true should be looked at with a critical eye.
Don't click on anything. Just delete them right off the bat.
Demetra Marigo, CTV News, Maple Ridge.
A priceless piece of Canadian motorsport history has been stolen from the BC Sports Hall of Fame. The racing helmet worn by legendary IndyCar driver Greg Moore during his 1998 victory at the Rio 400 was stolen yesterday afternoon. While the helmet is worth a lot of money, it holds more sentimental value for the family of the Maple Ridge native who died at 24. Police say the suspect was wearing a black hat and gray jacket and was carrying a burgundy sports bag. Let's check in with Caroline Frolick now, and it's still really hazy out there, Caroline.
Still really hazy out there right now. That is expected to last overnight and into tomorrow. Now, different weather models are predicting tomorrow to be the beginning of a clearing trend, while others are saying tomorrow is going to be a smoky day. According to Environment Canada, it is still going to be widespread smoke throughout Metro Vancouver. In fact, right now, here's all the weather alerts. Yes, special air quality statement in effect for all of these areas. You know, Mi Jung, it would have been easier for me to write down the areas not affected by the special air quality statement, but this is the state of our province at the moment. If that weren't enough, we also have a heat warning in effect. It has shrunk since yesterday, so that is good news. Fraser Canyon, South Thompson, and Boundary all under a heat warning until tomorrow morning. As we look at the weather tracker for tomorrow, you see a little bit of cloud cover. This is cloud, not smoke, but it is expected to be smoky, hazy conditions yet again tomorrow, with a clearing trend coming on Saturday. So again, great news. The Vancouver Island, not under a special weather statement. No smoky skies there, but some hazy conditions just because of the hot temperatures. Port Hardy, 18 degrees. Campbell River Comox, 23 degrees under mainly sunny skies. Tofino, high of 16. Nanaimo, 24. Gulf Islands, Victoria, high of 21 degrees. For the Sunshine Coast, you are going to see some hazy conditions. The special air quality statement is in effect. High of 21 degrees. Whistler, hot, hazy, humid, smoky, 28 degrees. Squamish will see a high of 22. As for the lower mainland, yes, these smoky conditions are expected to continue with the clearing trend beginning tomorrow. So good news there. 23 degrees throughout, but it's going to feel closer to 30 degrees with the humidex. So we've got another hot, hazy, muggy, smoky day tomorrow, but it looks like as of Saturday and into the weekend, the clearing trend begins. So thank goodness for that.
Yeah, definitely you feel that humidity, don't you? It's unusual.
Taste it too. You could taste the smoke a couple days ago. It's
Yeah.
just kinda, ooh.
Although I did see some blue sky, so I'm hopeful that, we'll see more of that. Right?
Clearing trend is starting.
All right. Thanks a lot, Caroline. And that's all for our online edition of CTV News at 6. Things will be back to normal tomorrow with our show. Join Craig Krause tonight for CTV News at 11:30. Thanks for watching.